Now you have soiled one of our hosts. Again, Amy whispered, elbowing me in the ribs and snickering. But we didn't mean to. You are going to behave like proper guests on this planet. Sit down and wait for the sky show. The aliens trudged down the line of blankets to where the other kids sat. On opposite sides, if you please. The boys split up and slumped onto the grass on either side of the crowd. The otherworldly students were decked out in corny stars and stripes-themed paper hats and T-shirts to hide scales and extra limbs and neon skin colors. It worked from a distance, especially in the fading light, but it was far from the perfect disguise. Up close, they basically looked like the most patriotic group of space aliens in the galaxy. The PA system crackled to life down in the park. "Happy 4th of July, Forest Grove!" The mayor's voice boomed out through the speakers. I'm sure it was really loud down there, a safe distance from our little alien outing, but up on the hill, the words were faint. "The fireworks display will start in 5 minutes." A cheer drifted up from the crowd. I stole a glance at Amy. She was watching the sky, eyes shining with excitement. But if I knew her, she was more interested in the constellations than the pyrotechnics. I scooched a little closer. Maybe I could put my arm around. "Ah-ha!" I yelled. No, it was not a scream, thank you very much, as the picnic blanket came to life and jumped onto my lap. Amy glanced over. "What are you screaming about?" she said. "It's just Kondu." "That wasn't a scream." I mentally ditched my plans to get closer to her and sighed. "Hi, Kondu." The kid alien was only about 2 feet tall and had color-changing skin like a chameleon. Who knows how long he'd been lurking there, blending in with the red and white checkered pattern of the blanket, just waiting to scare me. It had been his favorite activity since arriving on the planet. As Kondu stood on my lap, his skin faded into the color of my old blue jeans. His class was from an inner solar system school made up of kids from different planets, so at least he didn't have the slime problem. Kondu put his tiny hands on my chest and leaned forward until his squishy nose touched mine. "Greetings, Earthling. Take me to your leader." Kondu fell back on the blanket and rolled around, his laughter a series of honking noises. He'd heard that phrase in an old cartoon during one of Amy's movie nights, and he thought it was hilarious. Just like all of his alien classmates. As if such a primitive planet as Earth could actually have leaders. "Amy's the leader around here," I said, scooping the little guy up and dumping him on Amy's lap. He cuddled into her arms and blended into her pink sweatshirt until they looked like one being. I leaned over and grabbed a fried treat from the basket. The food was still warm. I'd stocked up at the snack stands in the park while Amy herded the alien kids. Kondu sniffed the air. "What is that?" "This, my friend, is a corn dog." I raised it by its stick handle. "Pretty much the perfect food." Kondu's spongy face scrunched up in disgust. "What's the matter?" He gestured down the hill where little kids were running around with dogs on the edge of the crowd. "Humans eat their pets?" "What? No, it's not a real dog. It's just called that." Kondu tilted his little head. "So, humans think that sounds tasty? To name foodstuffs after their cute little domesticated life companions?" "I guess. I suppose it did sound a little gross when you thought of it like that." He pointed. "And then they impale the dog on a piece of wood?" I shrugged. "Everything tastes better on a stick. Trust me, it's an Earth thing." He sniffed again. "My sensors inform me that this dog is a highly processed product made from the questionable parts of several different Earth beasts." One more sniff. "Nutritional value? Dubious, at best." "Sure, but it's a holiday. Food isn't bad for you if you eat it on a holiday." "Really?" "All humans know this. Eating large quantities of unhealthy food is pretty much the basis of all our holiday activities." Kondu grabbed his little notebook and furiously scribbled some notes. Each night the kids had to write a report on the things they had learned about Earth that day. Amy glanced over. "Don't write that down, Kondu. He's teasing you." I dunked the end of the corn dog into a puddle of ketchup on a paper plate. "What's that?" Kondu asked. I was getting tired of defending my planet's food customs to a judgmental second grader. "Blood," I said, then made crazy eyes and took a big bite. "Ew!" Kondu ducked his head and peered at me from beneath.